When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, folks, welcome to Darlington, South Carolina for the Tech4Troops Darlington 250 and the final race in our Season 3 Round of 10 to determine who moves on to the playoffs. Thank you for joining the IWM Broadcast Network. I'm Rick Sousa here with my co-broadcaster, John Durudris. And John, we're set for an amazing night of racing here as it all comes down to tonight.
Yep, one race to go before the championship finale next week in Charlotte, and this is a tough track to tame. I mean, they call it too tough to tame, the Lady in Black, because it is. It's an old track, the older surface. Got some awesome throwback schemes on board some of these guys tonight, so we'll see how clean the. Oh well, that's not what you want to hit. It's definitely a track full of attrition. You have to master each individual corner to perfection to put out a solid lap here. So it's definitely a driver's track for sure. Right now, Ryan Pittman is at the top of the board with a 29-17. He needs a win to get into the next round. So he's going to have to win this race to get himself in. But look out for Charles Van Scoik. Van Scoik posted the fastest practice time. So I'm looking to see what he's able to do. He's on the track as we speak, running along here in the 41 car. See what he's able to do. Like I said, he ran the fastest practice time. Non-playoff driver, but definitely some playoff implications if he wins the race.
Yes, so he's got their driver, Sammy Harrell, is in the playoffs. Let's bring up those playoff points real quick to take a look at where we are at. So right now, Luke Bullard and Sammy Harrell have punched their tickets into the playoffs by previous wins. Ty Bostic and John Ledger are right there on points, but a number of drivers are just outside. Harley Barletta, Jeff Nairn, David Clayman, Christoph Hall, Joey Doucette, and Ryan Pittman. And in talking with Charles last week, his goal is to do everything he can to get his driver, Christoph Hall, in that top 4. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, it's going to be a tight battle to see who can make it.
Yeah, I mean, with Ryan Pittman and Joey Doucette, they almost need a win. Even Christoph Hall, he needs a win here tonight because they are too many points out with the current field size we have. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys play out this race and see what they're able to do. But Ryan Pittman more than likely going to need a win here tonight. But it looks like qualifying is about to wrap up. We got about 10 seconds left. And the guy who's sitting in 10th who needs a win is at the top of the board. Ryan Pittman looks like he's going to hold on to that pole position and get the ONR pole award for tonight. Rick, let's, while we can, do you want to pull up some track facts?
Absolutely. Let's see what we've got here.
For sure.
Yep. Bear with us. Our servers right now are a little slow. We're trying to see which server will provide us with the information. Well, we're just battling out to see which server can figure it out. Right now, bear with us here. We'll do our best to try and get you some information.
Look at the front row. Looks like a Kevin Harvick tandem. We believe that's a Shell Kevin Harvick and a Goodwrench Kevin Harvick in the front row between Ryan Pittman and Zach Ward. Don't know if that was planned, but hey, 2 very good-looking schemes here tonight for these guys. And with Darlington being the last race, Rick, it's going to be a very important strategy to get out front quick. And here we go. Got some info up. 180 laps here tonight. 60% fuel, no fast repairs. That's a key. As well as 5 sets of tires, 3 green-white checkers. Obviously, the Tech4Troops Scheme Skirmish and the ONR Pole Award. Cool night, cool track, a little bit humid, but awesome weather for the Darlington 250.
All right, let's see if, again, we're struggling a bit with our overlays. That's, unfortunately, it's not us. It's our broadcasting software partner who seems to have a little bit of a challenge getting us our overlays working here.
No worries. No worries. We can talk a little bit about, while that's in the process. A lot of drivers are treating this as a throwback scheme, so you're going to see a lot of throwback paint schemes for tonight's race, which is awesome. I see potentially a Budweiser scheme up there. I'm not entirely sure. Believe that is a retro. Can't tell with the orange 22 of Mr. Ty Bostic, but definitely some throwback schemes here tonight for the Darlington 250. Looks like they are underway here trying to get the field lined up, double file.
Yeah, we're doing our best to try and bring you the running order, but what we do know is Ryan Pittman is on the pole. We've got Zach Ward, Joey Doucette, Ty Bostic, Harley Barletta, Maurice Burnett, Luke Bullard, Philip Vandertwick, Marco Berube, William Mann Jr., Sammy Harrell, Christoph Hall, John Ledger, Mark Hanna, Austin Habel, and David Watts. Charles Van Scoik is starting from the pits.
I mean, try to avoid something going into turn 1. I mean, it's not that bad of an idea, but you've got a Budweiser throwback scheme there for the 88. But yeah, while we wait out this little bit of an issue, I'll go through a quick summary of my 3 keys. You got to conserve your tires, of course. You have to do that. And you have to be able to have a strong pitch strategy as well as get close to the wall and focus on corner exit. Green flag in the air here at Darlington. Bear with us while we try to get through some of these overlays. But right now you have the 08 of Ryan Pittman taking the lead, followed by now the 22 of Ty Bostic with the 7 on the high side coming out of turn 2. That's a very treacherous corner as you see some contact being made between the 80 or the 11 and the 7. 08 is still out front with Ty Bostic in second, Joey Doucette in third, Zach Ward in fourth, Harley Barletta in fifth as they just complete lap 1. I'll keep on giving this lap-by-lap analysis just to see what we got here. We got the 08 up against the wall in 1 and 2. Everybody now single file as they make their way down the backstretch. You see turn 2 is going to be treacherous. A lot of cars sliding as we make our way into turn 3. Another tough corner. You want to drift up the track as much as you can and kind of diamond this as we go along, as we are now 2 laps complete here. As the 88 is sideways down to the bottom. That is, here we go. I think we're good.
We are good.
I think we got that. Perfect. All righty. So that driver that was had a little bit of trouble was Burnett, who is not in the playoffs, but is potentially able to try to help his teammates there of Christoph Hall right in front of him. So we'll see what happens as this race goes on. But Rick, here we are. We're going to be 4 laps in, and everybody's single file.
Yeah, well, this is one of those tracks where you've got to know the line. It is not something you can kind of make up on the fly. Any little mistake can completely pose your exit out of turn 2 as you enter and exit out of 1, and the same thing goes on the backstretch into 3 and to make it through to 4. The track is not the same. It's not symmetrical through turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it's just one of those classic old NASCAR tracks with a worn surface and a wall that bites so hard.
Yep. I think a lot of drivers are going to get their Darlington stripes. I think one just got it right there, and another one got out of turn 2. I think that was the 3 of Luke Bullard. But, Rick, looking at this right here, you see the 08 get into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. And, you can do it a couple times, but you don't want that to be a consistent line around this track because in turn 1, like you were mentioning, you have to get right up against that wall, and you have to ride out the wall longer than you think you need to, because if you go down too low, you're going to get tied off a 2 and let that car behind you catch up. It's a very, very driver's heavy track. Lovely paint scheme there for the number 22 of Ty Bostic. Love the throwback. But yeah, it's a great track to race on. 7 laps in.
Let's ride along with Ty Bostic just to get a feel for. You can see where he drops down briefly to that middle lane here. You saw the 08 of Brian Pittman wind up scrubbing the wall there in the apex of turn 2, and then he got unsettled. The 22 was super graceful and gracious rather, and chose not to take that opportunity to get up under him, but he could have.
He could have. And this is what's going to be interesting. You don't know where you're going to go into turn 1. You have to kind of dive down to see where you're going so where you don't follow the car in front of you, because you never know what's going to happen to the car in front of you. But yeah, I mean, this turn right here, it seems like you're turning forever, and you just want to go down to the bottom side. Well, you got to be patient with it, Rick. You got to be able to wait your turn, essentially, and wait for the car to say, okay, now we need to start to dive down, because if you dive down too early, you will get loose. Riding along board with Ty Bostic.
Yeah, that's the thing about this. Coming out of 2, it is so easy if you stay in it too much. The car will loop around on you, and you'll wind up potentially impacting that inside retaining wall, and your day is done. There are no do-overs.
Yep, no fast repairs, and yeah, I mean, it's both sides. If you miss the diamonding of the corner, if you're too early on entry or too early on exit, you'll get basically really tight. If you're too late on exit, you're going to have to put a lot of wheel into it, which could actually get the back end. I mean, it's such a wild track because it seems like it changes with the tire conditions as well. So I love the track. It's one of my favorites because of the fact it's definitely a driver's track, and you have to treat each corner differently as the run goes on. Right now, I think we're about to be 11 laps in here. Ryan Pittman out front, Joey Doucette in second, Ty Bostic in third, Zach Ward in fourth, Luke Bullard in fifth. And looking at the top 2 right now, those are the last 2 drivers in the playoffs, Ryan Pittman and Joey Doucette. So they both need strong runs here, if not a win, to make it into the next round. So looks like the 08 doesn't have too many issues, tagging all a couple times. He's now pulling out a little bit of a gap between him and Doucette.
Well, and speaking of that, those first 4 drivers, Pittman, Doucette, Bostic, and Ward have really set a bit of a gap ahead of the next group of 4. So you've got 4, and and more as these drivers have kind of broken apart in some different packs.
Yeah, and looking at kind of where the GOAT diecast individuals are, you have the 44 right there in 7th. He needs pretty much a very solid day or a win to get in. And, his teammate, Van Scoik, he said it last week. He wants to be able to help his teammate get in. He's up to 12th from starting in the pits. So that 41 car, we know it's going to be fast. It's fast every week. And so we'll see what he's able to do to get his teammate up there to the front as this race goes on. But right now, Sammy Harrell, he's locked in. Oh, car on the wall. That's a 6 of Hable.
Yep. Again, you're going to see that, especially out of 2. If you look at the track today, just how it's constructed, the wall out of 2 actually encroaches onto the racing surface by about 3 feet or so, and so it's very easy to think you've got it when you're coming out of 2, and then you don't.
Exactly. It'll bite you more times than you would want it to, and you're like, how did that wall get there? What happened? But right now it's definitely a driver's track. Right now we're about to see some of these guys figure out where their tires are when it comes to wear. So we'll start to see the lap times change. We'll start to see some gaps increase, some gaps decrease. The delta between these drivers start to play a factor. But right now it looks like Joey Doucette's been able to slightly catch the 08 of Pittman. And right on the back doorstep of the 22 is the 7 of Zach Ward. So non-playoff driver, but still playoff implications as they battle out of turn 4. Tough place to pass.
Yeah, but Zach Ward's right on that bumper. He's looking to make a move. This is a tough track to pass overall.
It really is.
It's a mile 36, so it's slightly less than a normal 1.5 mile track, but more importantly, it seems like you're in the corners forever.
Yeah, exactly, especially in 1. I mean, and you have to really set up a pass 2 corners before you want to get it done. So, looking back at some of these guys, let's say Christoph Hall wants to try to pass Harley Barletta, who's right in front of him. He's going to have to go through 1 and 2 and focus on trying to get a solid exit off of 2 to then get a solid entry into 3 to then get a better exit off of 4 to then pass on the front stretch. It's such a driver's track, and you have to really set up your passes to where you're hitting them at the right place. Turn 3 is a little bit of an easier place to pass, and I say than turn 1, just because of the style of the track. But it's tough, Rick. But right now, that is the 19 of John Ledger sitting there in 7th, and Charles Van Scoik up to the 8th position.
Yeah, he's been really able to work his way up and around. You saw the 19 just basically say, hey, go,
And looking at some lap times right now, Van Scoik's previous lap, we'll see what it is at the line. Van Scoik just ran a 29.6. The leader ran a 29.8. So definitely Van Scoik has the car, has the tires. He's run the second quickest
3
lap.
was super loose. He saved it.
He did. Speaking of Luke Bullard, he has run the fastest lap of the race so far, so that'll help him out point-wise a little bit, but already got in. So there's Maurice Burnett in the 88.
Sammy Harrell, that's last week's winner.
Yep, locked in.
The 48 of Philip Vandertwick. The 29 of William Mann Jr. Six of Austin Hable, who you just saw earlier. He caught a little bit of that Darlington stripe on that right side. David Watts in that familiar 54. Mark Hanna's paint schemes are always great.
I mean, they're fantastic every week. Love the chrome finish off of that. Hold on to it. Oh, hard right front impact into the wall. That's a broadcaster's curse right there.
I know. We're sitting here talking about him, and boom, there he goes.
But that's probably one of the best paint schemes I've seen all season. So shout out to him for that.
Oh, he missed the entry into pit road. He'll have to work his way around again.
Yep, here come the leaders. And speaking of the leaders, Rick, we have a new leader. Ty Bostic is now, well, my bad. Joey Doucette is now the leader. Ryan Pittman has dropped back to over a second to fourth, just got passed by Zach Ward for third. So Ryan Pittman is dropping way off the pace right now. Not sure what happened with that 08 machine, but he's in the back of these leaders now with Joey Doucette in the catbird seat trying to get a win to lock himself into the championship 4. Talked about Doucette a little bit, not the season that we expected him to have comparatively to season 2. Season 2, he was at the top all season long, multiple wins, but that just wasn't his 2023 season 3 results. He just couldn't really get it done, but I think that's just a testament to the competition. The level of competitiveness increased.
Absolutely. In fact, just part of that whole team, AJM was really, Average J Motorsports was, they were the tops every race week after week, and with the growth of the league and other teams coming on board, and frankly, learning and being and growing more competitive each and every week. This current season 3, we've seen somewhat of a leveling of the talent and the expertise, and really have given AJM a run for their money.
Absolutely, and a team that I think would be the team to beat all season has been NB2 Motorsports. I mean, look at Luke Bullard, look at Jeff Nairn. Obviously, Jeff Nairn not in this round of the playoffs, but I mean, look at Ty Bostic. I mean, it's these guys in NB2 have been probably the largest or the most improved, I'd say, from obviously season 2 to season 3 individually. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We've definitely seen them because, we look at what they were, last year. They were definitely in a growth and a learning mode, but they really have blown it out here season 3. So can't wait to see what 2024 brings. We'll have more news later as to what's coming out, but we do know that we have been picked up. IWM Broadcast has been picked up for the Tech4Troops 2024 year, which includes 2 seasons. So we'll have more news coming over the next few weeks, and during our off season we'll have some broadcast there as well. But hey, look, we've got our first caution. Looks like Austin Habel may have crashed.
Oh, yep, there he is on the back. Watch out. I just saw that working out in a very poor way for the leader of Joey Doucette coming through. As that 6 car kicked into the reverse, I was like, oh no, watch out. But let's see if we can go back, see what happened to the 6 of Austin Habel. He's been loose all race long. Got into the wall a little bit. You can see right there. So here he is exiting turn 2. Yep, got loose, overcorrected, and around she went. Parked her right there on the backstretch. So
yep.
It's, like you said earlier, oh, I got stuck again. Maybe that's a right front. Yeah, his right front toe link is broken a little bit. It kind of looks like. So, that brings out our first caution, but that plays right into what you were saying, Rick. Getting out of these corners, you can lose it, and you are either going one of 2 places. You're going to the inside wall, or you're spinning in front of traffic. So it's there's really no runoff there.
Again, no room for error.
Nope.
So Austin Habel stays out while the rest of the competitors do come in. This is lap 29, so it's probably a good time to come back in, get tires, top off on fuel. We're not quite sure exactly what the green flag run is with fuel. We're guessing somewhere in the 40-45 lap range, maybe.
Yeah, probably somewhere around that range is what I would guess. So we'll see who comes down. I think everybody did. Oh, a little bit of a mishap for the 81 machine. He had to back up in his pit, but we'll see who wins the race off of pit road. Looks like there comes the 11, the 22. So that's Doucette, Bostic, followed by Pittman, Ward, Van Scoik, Hall, Barletta, Ledger,
Burnett
and Harrell. Yep.
And then
So-
William Mann Jr. coming out.
Yeah, I mean, good run for Van Scoik, getting up to 5th, and Ryan Pittman jumping up to get into the inside line on the restart. So very important here are restarts. I think that could be like another key of the race, really, is you have to have your restarts go the right way. With double file at Darlington, it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of poise to go, too wide here, and restarts are a great opportunity to pass, but also a big risk within, wrecking yourself, wrecking somebody else, just to turn one. Turn one's just a mess, single file. But it looks like, is this right? My screen's saying that Doucette's on pit road.
No,
I don't think he's on pit road.
No, that's just
Okay.
a scoring tower
Okay,
trying
cool.
to catch up. Mark Hanna is currently out there in front, but he should get the wave around next time by. And Joey Doucette will take over as the control car and the leader.
Yep, it looks like one car did come down pit road. Charles Van Scoik, he came down and what looked like topped off for fuel. So going to be interesting to see what he is able to do now that he topped off on fuel. John Ledger came back down pit road as well. So that could be a little bit of a strategy play to try to get a little bit more fuel. Those guys over there in that camp, they love the fuel strategy game. Almost every race, they somehow master it. So definitely won them races many times this season because of that. So we'll see how it plays out here, but should be getting one to go this time by. Doucette's your leader, Bostic, Pittman, Ward, and Hall your top 5.
Anticipating the wave around for, there he goes. That's Mark Hanna getting the wave around to join the back of the field. As the field forms up 2 by 2, Joey Doucette is in the control position. All right, 32 laps in the books, 149 to go here at Darlington for the Tech4Troops Darlington 250, brought to you by Tech4Troops, the 1111 Project, and you all. So I'm showing 2 cars. The 6 is down a lap from that incident that brought out this caution, and Mark Hanna is down 4 laps as he tries to work his way back up.
Yep, that's going to be a challenge all race long for those guys. Green flag back out in the air, though, for everybody here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Lap 33 of 180 complete as we see the 11 take the lead, and side by side for second place, that's Ward and Pittman. Oh, Pittman wasn't clear, still not clear. They may be clear, actually. They are clear going down to the turn 3.
Still side by side, a little bit farther back. I think that's Luke Bullard and Maurice Burnett right back here in the middle of the pack. They're kind of getting shaken out a little bit here. Bullard is right on the butt of the 29 of William H. Oh, car wrecking in the wall.
Wrecking. Marco Berube wrecking too. That is the, is that Sammy Harrell or is that?
I think that was Charles Van Scoik. There's a 54 tag in the wall. But whoever wrecked kind of saved themselves and got themselves back, pointed in the right direction. 41 is under the 99 of Marco Berube. Oh, contact again in the wall. Hard contact with the 99. Man, it's just so hard to get around this track cleanly sometimes. A lot of battles here in back with the 99 and the 45. There's a battle for the lead. We'll jump back up front. That's Ty Bostic under the 11 of Doucette.
For the lead. Bo, a little bit loose out of the 22. Still side by side as they go down to the turn one. This is a very hard pass to make. Who's going to give? Looks like the 22 backed off just a little bit, but here comes the 08 of Ryan Pittman right back in the picture. Tagged the wall a little bit, so here comes the 7 of Zach Ward to his inside going into turn 3.
Eyes are focused on these top 4 competitors. Looks like the 22 has basically decided to just play follow the leader with the 11 for a bit, waiting for a mistake to happen. But farther on back between Pittman, Hall, Ward, it's a battle.
It's a battle, and it's a caution that just came out, Rick. Caution on the track.
I think Luke Bullard.
Luke Bullard.
Let's go back and see what we can see out of the 3 machine. Well, that was like,
I mean,
that's the same thing we saw out of the 6.
Synchronized wrecking from the 3 and the 6 there. So, but it shows you the drivers think the same way. They get loose out of 2, they overcorrect, and they have to slam on the brakes. That's the 3 commonalities that I just saw there. And, you know, the 3 has a lot less damage than the 6 did. So we'll see how this affects Luke Bullard's run here tonight. So we'll see down the line how this is going to play out now. These guys just came down pit road, but it looks like Harrell and Van Scoyk is in, Watts, Berube, all these guys in the back are coming down pit road.
Well, we take this opportunity to give a shout out to the 1111 Veteran Project founder Colin Garrett, who just cinched the TC America TCX Championship and will be racing in Indy this weekend in TCX and GT4.
There we go. Love that. Congrats on that and racing this weekend. So, you know, great guy. Love to see him doing well. Love to have him back here racing with us. But yes, maybe next season we'll get him in.
All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, and thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Darlington 250.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Darlington 250. We are under caution for the second time tonight. Luke Bullard had a spin out of turn 2. But right now, your leader, Joey Doucette, in the 11, followed by Ty Bostic, Ryan Pittman, Christoph Hall, and Zach Ward. If you're tuning in for the first time and you see, hey, what's those blue highlights around those drivers' names? Well, those drivers are the ones that made it through to the round of 10 here. This league, the Tech4Troops Cup Series does a second round of 10 drivers as they make the cut for the finale, which is next week. So 4 drivers will move on from this list of 10 for the championship series to crown the champion of season 3.
So we'll see what happens as this race progresses, but right now Doucette's putting on a heck of a show out front. He needs a win. He's down there towards the back end of the field when it comes to point standing, so a win would be massive here for that 11 camp.
Same thing with the 08 at Pittman. He desperately wants to win to advance. He's got to really adopt that mantra of win and you're in, because this is it. This is the final race of this round.
Final race of the round, and it's all out there for these guys to take. So we'll see who's able to conquer the Lady in Black and bring home a win, potentially a win to get into the championships. So pace cars should be diving down pretty soon.
Pace cars on pit road.
And green flag back out of the air here. There we go. Doucette leading the pack down to the turn 1. But here comes the 08 of Ryan Pittman down to the inside. But not so fast. There's Christoph Hall. He needs a win to get
contact.
in. Oh, contact.
That forced the 08 down to a lower groove. He bounced off, I think, the 44.
Definitely not what you wanted to see there, but they keep racing.
"44 laps in the books here at Darlington for the Tech4Troops Darlington 250. We appreciate you joining us tonight for this cutoff race. Top 4 will move on to the championship race next week in Charlotte.
That should be a fantastic finale, Rick. I can't wait for it.
Absolutely. So the regular NASCAR series is actually in Charlotte this weekend. However, they are on the road course. They are doing the Roval.
What are your thoughts on that track? You like it? You like the Roval layout?
You know what? It's kind of, as a virtual driver, it's kind of fun. It definitely has some fun aspects of it. I wish they would cut the turtles down. They do with these cars. It makes it super hard to get really upset. But I kind of like the track, but I don't know if it'll return for next season. I haven't seen the finale. I think it does come back for next season.
It does. Yeah,
right.
It's on the schedule for the round of 12, I believe, or a round of 8. So
that puts 2 road courses next season in the playoff series.
Yep, Watkins Glen's the other one. Don't know if you've seen the schedule yet, but they're putting Watkins Glen in there as well. So, which is cool. It'll be cool to see Watkins Glen get a playoff race. Definitely suits the styles of like a Reddick or a Chase Elliott if they make it in. So,
or you've also you've gotten a number of drivers who have really outdone themselves with their road course expertise. Obviously, the AJ Allmendinger has been there, has done well on road courses. Obviously, you mentioned Elliott. There's also some newer guys that seem to do well on the road courses. But here we are, lap 48 in the books, but we are at Darlington. No road course here. As these Tech4Troops guys battling up front, we've got the same 2 drivers that have been battling earlier so far tonight. That's Joey Doucette leading with Ty Bostic right on his bumper in that fluorescent orange 22.
yeah, it'd be awesome to see either of these guys get a win here. Obviously, Sammy Harrell locked into the next round, and Rick, my memory is not serving me very well right now. Who won the first race of this round to make their way into the championship 4?
Well, we'll bring that up. That was Luke Bullard. So Luke Bullard has already punched it.
They're
wrecking.
wrecking.
The leaders are wrecking.
The leaders. Oh, is that going to collect anybody else? No. But that's not good. That's not good.
Well, we were watching, but unfortunately the 22 has got some definite nose damage. Go back and look at what just happened.
Oh, netcode.
Yep. Let's go back and just look at that real quick. I think that's really unfortunate because that's pure netcode.
Yeah, I don't know if the 22 was going to make contact with the 11, because right at the end of it, we don't have to go back and look at it, but right at the end right before they made contact, it's like the 22 corrected back and going in a straight, whoa, that was close, went in a straight line, but it still countered and still was, iRacing was like, oh, you're still going to make contact with each other. So two guys who need a win just now put themselves in a position to not make it into the championship 4. Bostic's had a great season, and Doucette was looking to make his way, and this is not what he needed there in that 11 camp.
Well, I think the 22 got the worst of it. Its contact with the inside retaining wall really damaged that race car. I am not sure just what his options are for continuing. We'll just see what he's able to do. He's been in there for just under a minute now, getting some repairs made. So the 11 didn't have as much contact, but I'm sure he's getting as much damage repaired as he can. Bring up the track map. As you can see, the 11 pretty much got out there as best he could, so he would not wind up getting lapped. But new leader Christoph Hall now moves his way to the front, who also needs a win tonight as a playoff driver, followed by Ryan Pittman, the 81 of Barletta. All three playoff drivers looking to punch their ticket.
Yeah, I mean, this is, was a great scenario for the 44 of Christoph Hall. He was there battling everybody, barely squeaked through the two cars of the 11 and the 22 as they were wrecking out of 2, and now he finds himself in the lead. Now, my first thought is, okay, where's his teammate, Charles Van Scoik? Well, he's down there in 7th with Burnett in 5th, so teammates a little bit further on back, but, with the majority of the playoff field behind Burnett, this poses, could we see some teamwork here? Could we see those drivers trying to make it a little bit harder for these playoff guys to get around? But I really don't know. I think Van Scoik's going to go out and try to win a race. But maybe. You never know. Last week he backed off well, he didn't say he backed off. He said he just ran his line. But obviously Sammy Harrell got the win. So who knows what we'll see? Could we see another Van Scoik and teammate podium 1 and 2 with somebody else in 3rd? Not sure, but we're about almost a third of the way through here. Thank you all for tuning in to the night's Tech4Troops Darlington 250. This is John and Rick. We are the IWF Broadcast Network, and we can't do it without our lovely sponsors. Obviously, Tech4Troops being the title, 1111 Project, and U-Haul as well. So, Rick, excited for season 4, 4 seasons of this league, and it's gotten better each time, and can't wait to see what we got coming up next year.
Oh, yeah, and we've got some interim racing that will happen in between. So, yeah, there's lots going on here at the IWM Broadcast Network as we broadcast the Tech4Troops Cup Series each and every Wednesday night. We also have 2 other leagues that we'll announce as time goes on, possibly taking up our Wednesday night and our Thursday night slot for broadcasting. So.
It should be Should be fun. But right now, as it stands, Christoph Hall is your leader. Your pole sitter now to the outside of the 44 has a slight advantage if he can get a good restart alongside the 44. I'd prefer to be on the outside going into 1 and 2 and coming out of turn 2. So we'll see what Ryan Pittman does. Green flag back out in the air, and 44 gets a great jump, Rick, in front of everybody. Should be able to go single file into 1 for at least first and second. Maybe not.
No, good jump by the 44. Oh, spinning. That's Barletta, I think, but he saves it.
Saved it.
That was the 81 of Barletta, who got super loose out of 2, but saved it on the backstretch.
There may have been a little bit of contact between the 08 and the 81. Coming out of turn 2 is very tight, too wide. The bottom car wants to drift up into the top car, and the top car wants to drift up into the wall. And nobody wants to make any contact. So definitely tough there. But that's going to put Ryan Pittman in second with William Mann Jr. Look at him up to third in front of John Ledger in fourth and Burnett in fifth.
Doing our best to keep an eye on what's happening outside the front 2 cars. There's a lot going on as these drivers continue to try and work their way up through the pack. Right now, here we are with 124 laps to go, and these drivers have kind of settled back down a little bit into single file. That's Luke Bullard trying to make his way back up. Again, we're seeing these drivers, as they work their way around this track, having contact with that retaining wall.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cars with Darlington stripes on them by the end of it, so we'll see. Oh, speaking of going to get one into the inside wall, that's Marco Berube.
Not too terrible, a little bit of some nose damage on the left side there, but he did okay. He caught that one live. Back up front, Christoph Hall continues to lead over Ryan Pittman, and they have gotten at least a full second over third place. Well, looky here, Chuck Van Scoik is now up to third.
I'm not going to say I called it, but I think everybody was thinking it. Once we saw that 44 up front, you knew that 41 wasn't going to be too far behind, and trying to, distance the gap between Mr. Hall and anybody else who can affect that playoff run for that 44, because whoever wins this race is going to be locked in now. There will be one driver who makes it in on points. We have to make that statement. So points still very important as we go into the championship 4. So you got to have a good day. And right now, Ty Bostic probably going to be out of the championship 4 due to his day. Unfortunately, obviously we know Bullard is going to move on. Harold's going to move on. So looking right now, is Pittman going to gain enough points? Is Ledger, Barletta, Doucette?
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, right now, Bostic is the third place driver. He could, but depending on who gets points ahead of him, we'll see. But you're right now, he is still in the pits, trying to get repairs done. He is pretty far down lap-wise.
But we still have over 100 to go, so, anything could happen. If he's only 15, 20 laps down, he could race till 1. No, caution's out again.
Back out.
Habel.
With some major damage this time. Oh,
yeah,
he checked out.
That right rear was off the ground, Rick. I saw that right rear spinning, and it wasn't gaining any traction. So
again, loose out of 2. Big contact with the safer barrier. 360s around, no other contact, but yeah, that right front got some major damage as he's trying to figure out a way to get back. So another car is on pit road. Oh, well, I think he may have just retired. But that being
I believe
said,
he did.
the rest of the field is now coming down pit road, and Mark Hanna is staying out because he is a couple laps out. But, Mark Hanna was down 4 laps. He's now only down 2. He is making his way back up, and he could wind up soon on the lead lap.
Possibly. We'll see. But right now, we got a battle on pit road, seeing who's going to be able to get the win off of pit road. We shall see. All the leaders are on.
Oh, I think it was just right side tires only for Christoph Hall.
Yeah, and Sammy Harrell. Sammy Harrell, I think, only took right sides. His pit time was only 9.95 seconds there for the 43.
That puts him out first. Christoph Hall second. Pittman third. Ledger fourth. Charles Van Scoik is fifth. William Mann Jr., Zach Ward, Harley Barletta, Joey Doucette, and Phil Vandertwick finishes out your top 10. All right, 65 laps are complete, 116 left here at Darlington. This is our 4th caution of the night. Sammy Harrell with Goat Racing Diecast is in control of this restart, and he will have his teammate to his outside.
It's a pretty good sign. It's a pretty good thing to have your teammate out there, so we'll see what these guys are able to do now. If the 5 can, or the 41 can get up there from 5th, now it's going to be they're all going to do everything they can to get Hall the win. So we'll see.
All right. So we appreciate you all tuning in tonight to the weekly broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series here tonight at Darlington Motor Speedway. We appreciate you tuning in each and every week like you do. And if this is your first time, please hit that shield in the corner if you're on YouTube, and like and subscribe, and you'll be updated on not only on this series but other series that we bring to you. Tomorrow night we will be covering the iNASCAR series on Thursday night, as they're also have a cut race, and they will be at the Roval tomorrow. So,
oh, that'll be a good one. I don't believe that's going to have any full course cautions, so that's going to be a race where you got to be out front. You got to be out front quick. So, going to be curious to see how that plays out for them. Love broadcasting that league.
Yep. Ty Bostic is back out on the track. He's back underway.
Only 13 laps down, so kind of like what I was thinking. If he's not too many laps down, he can, make his way through this. Now with Alston Hable out, he can maybe get some points, and battle his way back up and maybe finish ahead of, I guess Bullard's already locked in, but finish ahead of some of these guys up front if we have some issues.
All right, we're about to go back to green flag racing.
And here we go. Green flag back in the air. 41's on the back bumper of the 08 as they go down into turn 1 side by side. 43 gives 44 the lead.
And he takes it. So
He got 3 wide going into turn 3, Rick. A little bit further on back. I think they settled it out before they got there, but the 08 was 3. Whoa, car on the wall.
definitely some
There we
contact, yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah, going back out front, the 44 out front. Sammy Harrell, his teammate, in second, and Rick, guess who's in third?
Oh, yeah.
Dan Skoik.
The other purple car.
The other purple car. Oh, 43's
spinning.
loose in the wall. Watch out. Oh, Banner Twin. Oh, watch out, Watts. Ah. Man, caution out again for the fourth or fifth time here tonight for the 43 of Sammy Harrell.
You know,
wrecking out of 4.
He brought a caution out, but I don't think he's got a whole lot of damage.
I don't think he does either. I mean, he was heading straight for the inside wall. Let's see if we can take a replay and take a look back and see what happened. Locked it up there.
Great job. You could see that he was kind of really working it. He threw it in reverse, trying to keep himself going the right way. Guys were able to get around him, although unfortunately they may also have had some contact. David Watts, I think. Let's back it up a bit. I'm not sure if David contacted the... yeah, I guess a little bit of contact with David.
Or was David loose as well?
David got a push from the 88.
Just a little bit of assistance.
Yeah, he was trying to, I think he was checking up. Let's drop back to Maurice Burnett's. Well, I don't think Maurice had any opportunity there to fix that. So,
not at all.
All right, so caution is again here at Darlington. It's our 5th caution of the night, lap 71 for a spin by Sammy Harrell. And a number of guys are on pit road. Burnett, Ledger, Berube, Sammy Harrell. Ty Bostic is back on pit road. He is, I think, incrementally trying to get some of that damage repaired as best he can under caution. So we're going to take a quick break. You don't miss anything. We'll be side by side. But thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Darlington 250 here in Darlington, South Carolina. Thank you for tuning into the IWM broadcast of our round of 10 cut race. The top 4 drivers will move on from here to our finale next week at Charlotte. Right now, Luke Bullard and Sammy Harrell have punched their ticket in, but there's 2 more spaces, one for this winner for tonight's race and one for the leader of points. And at this point, it's really still anybody's race.
Absolutely anybody's race. I mean, look at Van Skoik up there. I mean, he could win this race. I mean, it's just crazy. Anybody could win. Anybody can win.
So right now, Christoph Hall is your current leader, and Charles Van Skoik will be to the outside. So those 2 purple cars will be right up front, those GOAT diecast racing cars. Right behind them, in positions 3 and 4, 2 AJM drivers. That's Harley Barletta and Joey Doucette. And the lights are off on our pace car, and we're about to get back underway. $108 laps to go here at Darlington. Who will it be? I don't know if Vegas has got odds yet for our guys. We'll see.
Yep. I don't know. Those purple cars are pretty strong, even with the 43 spinning. I think the odds are very much in their favor.
Yep, but everybody behind them needs a win for the most part. Luke Bullard and Sammy Harrell, those guys who have already punched their tickets, are sitting back in 12th and 13th. Hall, Barletta, Doucette, Pittman, Ledger, they all need to win.
They all do. Pace car dives down for technically the 6th time tonight. As, actually, I guess maybe the 5th. Who knows? I can't do math. Anyways, green flag is going to be back in the air right now as Christoph Hall and Van Scoik go into turn 1. Look at the 41 possibly going to battle the 44. Nope, never mind. Takes the back seat. But right to the back doorstep is the 11 of Joey Doucette, who is back up there after getting in that involved wreck with the 22.
So not all of these guys, the top 7 drivers did not come in that last caution. So right now, they've been out since lap 63. Not very long, but we've got to figure out just how long we can go under green flag. So we'll see.
Joey Doucette's trying everything in his power to get around the 41 machine because he knows that is one more spot he can gain and potentially one more position he can take away to get closer to that lead. But as it stands right now, Christoph Hall's in first, Van Scoik in second, Doucette, Barletta, and Pittman round out your top 5.
Little scrolly coming off of turn 2, so the 45 of Mark Hanna makes some contact with the wall. Sammy Harrell and Marco Berube may have gotten into it in the past while we're still under green. Both of them, well, Sammy Harrell is on pit road.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. I see Berube way off the pace, 19 seconds back. So got to possibly figure out what... Oh, 7 slammed the wall too.
Oh, they collected each other.
Oh, hard hit for the 43. Surprised it didn't bring out a caution, Rick.
Yeah, with the 99, really, he's backing up on the track.
You know, NASCAR was like, yeah, we've had 5 of them. Let's just, I guess iRacing, we've had 5 of them. Let's just let it race. But,
all right. Well, surprisingly, that did not bring out, a little bit of contact right there on the back of the 41 by the, I could
11.
be wrong. The 11 may have been in the bumper, but did he put a bumper to him? He may have.
May have. Well, there goes the 11 in the second place. The 11 was there for many laps. Definitely a little bit faster right now than the 41. Don't know if that's just because the 11's pushing a little bit harder or the 41's backing off, or maybe the 11's simply better right now. But yeah, 11 now up to second, trying to take hold of his own destiny. He knows what he's got to do. Come out here, basically win. So.
All right, Christoph Hall continues to lead. Joey Doucette has worked his way around the 41 and has set his sights on the 44, trying to get to the front. 100 or so laps to go here at Darlington. Again, this is one of those win and you're in strategies here, so there's only one other slot, and that's points. You don't want to leave it up to the mathematicians. You want to win.
Mathematician as an I am a mathematician. Do all the points. So, yeah, that's going to be, it's whoever's going to be on that 4th spot. I don't even know at this point. I'd have to really do some math in my head, but, Doucette up to second. That'll help him out quite a bit, with Bostic being all the way down there. That could be a position that's flip-flopped early, but Ryan Pittman as well. The 2 drivers who needed strong runs are there. Hall definitely needs a win too, so we'll see how this plays out. Now, all the way in front of these guys is Marco Berube, 24 seconds off the pace. that could be another interesting factor in this lap. Cars at Darlington always produce interesting stories. So we'll see what happens as the field slowly but surely catches some lap traffic.
Yeah, Charles Van Squick had really turned a fabulous lap just a lap or so ago and closed that gap back up between himself and the 11. Ryan Pittman is actually driving as hard as I've seen him all night. He and Van Squik have both turned laps of 29.33, 29.44, really just knocking it out. You're watching this battle here for the lead.
All three guys under a blanket. Now throw Ryan Pittman into the mix there. You know, he needs a win. Both Doucette and Pittman, no matter what happens, need a win. So here comes the 41. Now to the back doorstep of the 11. Rolls reversed. .44 was a little bit high there. Going to get tight. Going to allow the 11 to get...
Contact.
Oh!
He said, no, you're not getting in here. I'm staying here.
And then we go side by side as the 11's going to slide right back up in front of the 41. And this is what we've came to see, folks. Playoff drivers battling non-playoff drivers. The lady in black. Only good things happen when that happens. It's a cutoff race. I mean, got all the ingredients for a... Whoa! 08's loose, 41's loose.
Again, side by side, 41 is under the 11.
11's not going to give it to him, though, as they battle out of 2. 41 slides up, takes the spot away, but here comes
look
the
at
7.
Zach Ward. He wants in this mix.
Another non-playoff driver, but still can make some point implications here. And looks like Ryan Pittman kind of slid on back a little bit, but that's going to put the 41 back up into second place.
Well, these guys
right
now
behind his teammate.
These guys now have 25 laps or so on these tires. So, contact with the wall again with the 08. You know, at 25, the bloom is off the rose.
Yeah, we're going to see some tire wear here at pretty significant numbers, especially with pit stops looming. They know it's going to happen. Not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when these guys... 41 tagged the wall there. It's a matter of when these guys come down pit road. So those tires are probably saying, hey, get me out of here. They've been on for 26, 27 laps, and here comes the 41 to the back door of the 44. 44 looks real loose out of 3. Going to stack up the field, Rick.
41 takes over, backs up the field. Not sure what happened, but whatever he did, he saved it. 7's in the wall, but he is way off the pace.
Yeah, not sure what's going on with the 44 in the wall again. Not really sure what's going on with the 44, but in 3 and 4, he looks awful tight, Rick.
Yeah, I think the tires at this point have kind of really fallen off. I'm looking at the lap times from their best time. It's only about a half a second of fall off, which is not a lot, but lap times don't always tell the story. What really matters here is tire temperature. And one of the challenges you face here at Darlington with a very abrasive surface is that you can really build some heat in these tires, and it'll definitely impact your grip.
For sure. So that may be what we saw out of the 44. The tires were just a little bit too hot there, and that allowed that 41 and the 11 to go by, as well as the 7. So we'll see. Got a car all the way on the inside. I believe that's the 44 of Paul again.
Sorry, we're watching this battle a little bit back here with Harley Barletta and the 99 as he's falling back through. Luke Bullard is back here. So back up front, leaders are catching the 22 of Bostic, who is off the pace from an earlier incident. 41 works his way around. 22 basically did the good sportsmanship there and basically said, hey, I'm not a factor. I'm going to go ahead and head on by.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. But you never know. He may be a factor since he's on the track. I mean, looking at Harrell, 11 laps. Oh, car, big impact there. I believe that was, the 80 or the 19
I think there's
of
a
John
19
Ledger.
of Ledger, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, slammed the wall.
Well,
But with Sammy Harrell,
Well, I mean, Ledger's right there in the points. He's sitting in fourth, so he needs to finish.
He does. I mean, Sammy Harrell and Luke Bullard is now on pit road, one of the first guys to come down pit road. But he has been on pit road for about 2.5 minutes right now. So the two drivers who needed to get a win, or the two drivers who already got a win, rather, are now sitting 14th and 15th. And Bostic, obviously, minus 16 laps. So those could be two more positions that Bostic could gain, depending on how long Bullard's on pit road, depending on what happens with Sammy Harrell there. 19 is loose again. There goes Barletta, and there goes the 43 of Sammy Harrell.
Now, Sammy Harrell is still 11 laps down from those earlier incidents. Trying to work his way back up again. Bostic, 16 laps down. Only one driver out. That's the 6 of Austin Hable. So we're going to join our leader back up front, Charles Van Scoik, who now has just over a 1.5 seconds lead over second place Joey Doucette. Looking at a number of different angles, try and get a better shot of tonight's event for y'all.
Yeah, love this one. That was a cool shot. It's like an overhead drone cam following a couple battles. You can see the different lines being run. How the 7 dives down a little bit earlier than the 11, and the 08 does the same. So this is a battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Or about 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, rather. That 7 has been up front the last, I don't know how many races, Rick. Really, since the playoffs started, they've turned it on. Now, obviously not a playoff driver in this round, but still, Zach Ward out of Homestead. Great run, great looking car there. In the Nothing Fancy 7, throwback to Kevin Harvick. So
Ryan Pittman is right there on his behind. You've got Joey Doucette there. That is 2, 3, and 4 right now in tonight's event. Well, Chuck Van Scoik continues to show us the way around. He now has expanded his lead over 2.3 seconds over second place Joey Doucette. 81 laps to go. 100 laps are in the books. These guys last pitted on lap 63. We did have a couple of cautions in there. So that's 37 laps right now of fuel that they have in the tank. But again, we did run about 8 laps under caution. So that will stretch out their range. I think it's more about tires, don't you think?
yeah, definitely more about tires here as we go along. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out as the race goes on. But
so there's your leader. Oh, the 7 spins, contacts to the inside wall.
oh no.
He still kept it pointed in the right direction, but there was significant contact with that inside wall. You can see the damage to his left side. Not sure what that's done to the handling of that 7. Just looking at his current lap speeds, we'll get a feel for where he is once we get some timing information. See if there's been any effect, but certainly it dropped him back to 6th.
Not what the 7 was looking for, but that's going to give Barletta a chance and Ledger a chance to possibly gain a few more points there. So we'll see as this race goes on.
That's Ryan Pittman, solid 3rd for Ryan. Christoph Hall is now in 4th. He is running back there with the 81 of Barletta, which also seems to have a little bit of the same purple on his car.
Just a little bit. Purple cars seem to be fast tonight.
All right, we'll take you through the field another time. So again, your leader, Charles Van Scoik. Behind Charles, you've got the 11 of Joey Doucette. Behind Joey, the 08 of Ryan Pittman. The 81 of Harley Barletta is currently sitting in 4th, and Christoph Hall is in 5th. Zach Ward, who you just saw kiss that inside retaining wall, is sitting back in 6th. John Ledger is in 17th in that 19 AJM 1111 car. In 8th, Maurice Burnett in the 88. In 9th, Philip Vandertwick is in the 48. And in 10th, William Mann Jr. David Watts continues to show. He is currently in 11th, and Marco Ruby is in 12th. Now, a little bit is Sammy Harrell. I'm sorry, Mark Hanna. Mark Hanna is 3 laps down. Sammy Harrell is in 14th. Sammy is 12 laps down. And Luke Bullard is back there. Luke is currently, he has retired. All right, we are seeing 2 cars on pit road, Zach Ward and Christoph Hall. Christoph Hall is making his way down onto pit road. So my guess is that we will begin to see the rest of the field on pit road.
I think we will.
All right, so while that's going on, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. Don't go away. All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Darlington 250. A couple of driver updates. Harley Barletta has made his way onto pit road and is getting his service complete, as this first round of green flag pit stops takes place here at Darlington. Ryan Pittman is now on his way in, as well as David Watts. Just a handful of drivers who are still out, who pitted last on lap 63. That is your leader. And he is now on his way in onto pit road. As well as Joey Doucette.
Yep. We're going to see some round of pit stops here, so we'll see what the strategy is for all these guys now. Is Van Scoyk still out there as he now, I guess, is just entering pit road.
Yep, we're watching him. He's just
There
pulling
he is.
into his booth.
There he is. Yep.
So out, who have not pitted yet, the 48 of Philip Vandertwick and the 29 of William Mann Jr. Both of those have not pitted.
There is your anticipated leader, Van Scoyk. Right now took 4 tires and a full tank of gas. And currently shown in the 4th position, but probably going to be the 3rd position here.
Now Maurice Burnett pitted on lap 70, so he has got a slight advantage. He's currently now shown in the lead. William Mann Jr. currently scored in 2nd, pitted last on lap 63. So he is actually stretching it out the farthest out of all of these drivers. There goes the 88. Now we're making his way onto pit road.
What I'm going to be curious about is with the 88 pitting,
Here
how
comes
much
William Mann
more?
Jr.
Yep. How much more will he have at the end of this race by going a few laps off cycle? That's what I'm going to be very curious about as this race wraps up. Can he stay out just a little bit longer and possibly squeak away with a win because he's off cycle? Who knows?
Well, I think we're seeing about 50 or so laps. Maybe it's less. So there's still 65 laps to go. I think we've got one more stop to make for all of these drivers.
Yep, definitely one more stop.
All right, that was full stops in both of those, and so that puts our leader, Charles Van Scoyk, back up on top. And after that first round of, well, not our first round, but first round of really green flag pit stops that we've seen all day, Van Scoyk, Doucette, and Hall are your top 3.
Yeah, and right behind Christoph Hall is a very hungry Ryan Pittman trying to get around him. We've seen this battle take place all night. Here comes the 08 to the back doorstep of the 44 as we speak, one of the closest battles on the track. Can the 08 get around the 44? Tries the very low line. Got a great run out of 2. This is where the 44s really struggled. I mean, you could see right there the time that the 08's been able to gather. We'll see if the 08 goes to the bottom side into turn 1. He doesn't.
Actually backed off a little bit. Oh, the 44 is loose.
This is going to be a great opportunity for the 08 to go down low if he wants it. There he goes, down low to the inside of the 44. This is for that 3rd place spot.
44 is drifting through that corner. Kind of lets it, I think Ryan knows he's got 61 laps to go. There's at least one more round of stops. He doesn't have to make it happen.
He's there, and he's consistently faster, though. I think if he gets around the 44, he'll clear him and just check out. So we'll see if he tries to do it on the exit here. The 44 tends to stay high And here comes the 08 down low again out of turn 4. Can the 08 get it done?
Always a little bit of lap traffic happening in front here. That's the 22 of Bostic and the 45 of Hannah right in front of these, but he does the crossover. Almost contact.
Oh, slammed the wall, the 08 did, had a turn 2. Looks to be able to keep it going in the right direction, but in front of them is the 45 of Mark Hanna, so lap down car. Anyway, here comes the 81 of Harley Barletta out of the inside of the 08.
Mark Hanna's still
rather.
making good time. That, Hannah's last trip was close to theirs, but no, he's getting run over a bit here. Oh, contact, and diving down goes.
Yeah, that was a 44 and the 81. The 08 of Pittman slammed the wall out of turn 2. As we battle side by side, now going to the turn 1. Lap car of Marcana right in front of the 81 of Barletta, and the 44 of Christoph Hall gives way to all 2 cars and tags the wall himself.
Yep, absolutely. So that puts Joey Doucette in the 11 is now in second. Harley Barletta is shown in third as they come up with the lap car of the 54 of David Watts. The 08 of Pittman has just really struggled to get around some of these cars, and not only just get around, but stay around.
Yep, exactly.
You can see as his car passes on the right side, he has definitely had some contact with the wall. "56 laps to go here at Darlington." Makes his way around Marco Berube in the 99, and then was 2 laps down. But Charles Van Scoik has just kind of put on a clinic here.
He is. I mean, 4.5, 5 seconds now, close to clearing out the field. He said he wanted to come out here and win or help his teammate win. Well, he's definitely going to achieve one of those 2 tonight, so we'll see how far he gets in front of these guys. But right now, the battle between second and third is almost 10 seconds, the gap there. So really Doucette in his own world, Van Scoik in his own world, where you have Barletta, Hall, Pittman, all battling for third, fourth, and fifth. So Van Scoik has been checked out. Now with 53 to go and one more stop, he's sitting very pretty there in P1.
Well, when you consider that Doucette is almost 5 seconds behind, but then the gap falls to 15 seconds almost for third, fourth, and fifth. And then to sixth, the last car in the lead lap is, I think, is the 19 of Ledger. Wait for the scoring tower to catch back up, but it shows that Ledger's now gone a lap down. So we're now with only 5 cars on the lead lap. And really the next car in Van Scoik's time is the 08 of Pittman.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, a lap around this track is about 30 seconds. So if you were to look at the map, you'll probably see that he's got a half a lap between himself and Van Scoik.
Right now, the gaps has increased, though, to over 5 seconds between Vanskoik and Doucette. And we're starting to enter the time where, okay, when do you want to come down pit road? Do you want it to be on the earlier side of the run? You want to try to run as long as you can and pit towards the end? Could there a caution come out?
I just don't know if we have a good handle on what the duration is on this full tank of fuel.
I agree.
You know, we're guessing it's around 45, so you're right. With 49 laps to go, they're now within 10 laps of their last stop. And with a 15, 16 second lap gap between 6th place, 5th place, geez, and 5 seconds over the 11, you know, unless a caution comes out, just a huge gap.
Exactly.
41. Now he's got his teammate back there, the 44 of Christoph Hall.
That'll help him out a little bit, but we'll see how it plays out.
All right, going back through the field, we'll see Joey Doucette. He's got 5 second gap between himself and the leader. Going back to Harley Barletta. He's got a couple seconds between himself, but right behind, this is the battle that we have on the track at this point. I don't see another one that's even close. The 8 has made his way around the 44 of Christoph Hall.
Yeah, he needs every spot he can get, you know, and with Christoph Hall needing a win, this puts Ryan Pidman in a very good spot. And, you know, looking right now, Rick, there's only 5 cars on the lead lap. Only 5.
Well, I would have never had guessed.
I wouldn't have either. I kind of just realized that as I was looking through the list. But right now, you know, the battle's on for all these guys. Sammy Harrell's obviously in the pit. Ty Bostic, 19 laps down, but still out here battling.
So just looking at the current point standings, Bostic is currently in 3rd. You know, that's going to be affected by his current status in 14th position. You've got John Ledger, who is in 4th. But Ledger now is sitting in 6th. That's good for John. Harley Barletta, though, is sitting in 5th. He was only 2 points behind John Ledger. Now he's currently in 3rd. Jeff Nerin wasn't able to make tonight's event. David Clayman, he's currently moving and is in Wyoming. He's not able to make the event. And then you've got Christoph Hall sitting in 8th. At 20:54, he needs to really. He's sitting in 5th now, but he's going to have a hard time catching Barletta.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for some of those guys. It's going to be very interesting to see
now
who's able to make their way up there.
Joey Doucette is in 9th, so points don't matter here. He's doing his best. He needs to get up to the 41, and the 41.
Exactly.
He's in this for fun.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, he's going to go out there and try to win. So let's talk about that. If Vanskoik wins, that means 2 drivers are going to be in off of points. So, obviously, we know Luke Bullard's in. Obviously, we know Sammy Harrell's in. But then the fight's not only for 3rd or 4th, but for 3rd as well. So, that's going to play a major factor. I mean, looking at Doucette, he's doing the best he can. Same thing with Barletta. He's doing the best that they can. With the circumstances at hand. So it's all going to be written at the end of this. 40 laps to go this time by, though. We are in the last cycle of the pit window. Have some cars on pit road.
Yeah, and we're going to take this opportunity to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Darlington 250. We are watching just a Darlington clinic being put on by the 41 of Charles Van Scoik, who has jumped out to a 7-second lead over second place Joey Doucette. This is the cut race. This is the round of 10. 2 drivers have won. 2 spots are available, whether you are able to win. Now, Charles Van Scoik, he's not a playoff driver. If he wins, 2 drivers get in on points. And those 2 drivers could be Doucette, Barletta. Those guys are just trying to chip away and gain points.
Yep, exactly. So, I mean, they're, like I said, doing the best that they can. But we'll see. We'll see how they pan out here as the race goes on.
Unfortunately, Christoph Hall is now over 2 laps back. So really, at this point, I think the 41 is out to get a win for himself and enjoy that victory lane.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So 37 laps to go. We expect one more stop for these drivers. They pitted last on lap 112. We believe they need one more stop to make it. Attrition has definitely been a factor here at Darlington. A number of drivers have unfortunately retired. Zach Ward, LeBoard, Austin Habel. A number of drivers are on pit road trying to solicit repairs. That is Sammy Harrell, Maurice Burnett. Both drivers are getting work done. Ty Bostic continues to stay out there. Ty is now up to 13th spot. He continues to make speed. His lap time, he's not that far. You know, his lap times are about a second off the leaders. Not bad for the kind of damage he's got on that Chevy.
And here comes Joey Doucette down pit road. Looks like he's one of the first takers here with 34 to go. Need a clean stop. Need the best stop of the race you got right here.
Watching the 11 on pit road. John Ledger is on pit road. Clean stop.
Doucette is off. Yeah, very clean.
That's a 14.95 stop. And really overall on and off pit road, super speedy, just around 51.95 seconds. That's very fast.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
And there's your leader on pit road.
Here he comes. 41, Van Scoik. Your control car with 32 to go. Going to be 31 to go when he hits the line. See what he's able to do.
Does he take 2 tires? He's been known to do that.
He has been known to do, but he had a lead. I mean, I don't know why you would. Let's see. Nope, 4 tires.
Good stop. I mean, he didn't really have to push it, right?
No, not at all.
All right, that's his last stop of the night. 30 laps to go. We do expect to see the rest. That puts the 08 of Ryan Pittman out front, but we know he's got to make a stop. As does Barletta, Vandertwick, William Mann Jr. has to stop, and a number of the lap down cars, Berube, Watts, and Bostic. So do you gamble here? Do you stay out as long as you can, hoping for a caution?
I mean, at some point, you kind of transition yourself into that strategy. So I think yes. So we'll see really when these guys decide to come down pit road. I mean, at some point, looking at Pittman, yeah, he's hoping for a caution. But also the thing is, let's think about this. He's going to lose time on the back end of this because of Van Scoik and the other drivers who have come down pit road. But also, he could gain time on the rear end of this stint, being a little bit faster. So it's that cat and mouse game you play. He's just hoping right now for a caution, or he may decide to take right side tires.
Yep, Barletta is in. For some reason, I thought he had already come in.
I wanted to say yes, but it's showing on my side. Nope, this is his third stop. Or not third stop. Nope, third stop. Yep.
Good stop for the 81. So Ryan Pittman pitted last on lap 111. He can't make it all the way. Same thing with the 48. They both need to stop, as well as the 29.
Exactly.
Charles Van Scoik just put up a lap time of 29.22 seconds.
Fastest lap of the race. And here comes the 08 down pit road.
Very fast.
Yeah, he's like, I need to get on and get out of pit road as quickly as I can. He's going to lose some time. Van Scoik was way out front. So, do you take right sides to kind of combat that and hope and pray that your tires stick? He's already going to be back a little bit.
If you have to gamble, that's all that's left, to save 5 seconds, which is what it'll work out to be, and just go with right sides.
I agree.
Nope, he's going to go with full. Yeah, a great pit stop, 14.75 seconds.
Yeah, one of the quickest so far. So that'll help him out for sure, just a little bit, but still going to be very far behind. He needs a caution for sure to get to the end of this one and potentially win. So we'll see.
All right, that puts our leader back to Mr. Chuck Van Scoik. He is out front with that 41. Joey Doucette now takes over in second. 48 has yet to come in. He's sitting in, well, there he goes. He is now on pit road. So that puts the 29 of William Mann Jr., who has been known to kind of stretch that fuel economy out, but I don't think he can stretch it all the way. He'll need to come down. 29 of William Mann Jr. is due on pit road soon. He pitted last on lap 115. 21 laps to go. There's the 29 making his way down onto pit road. And he is the last of the current cars on the lead lap to make it onto pit road. So right now, interestingly enough, this is Skoik, Doucette, and Christoph Hall, 1, 2, 3. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Now Hall is 20 seconds behind, so he's 2/3 of a lap back.
But still.
Yeah, with 20 laps to go. But he was 2 laps down earlier. He made those 2 laps up.
That's pretty impressive, I got to say.
All right, we're going to take
especially at Darlington.
We're going to take one last side-by-side commercial. Don't go away. We'll be right back for the exciting finish here at the Tech4Troops Darlington 250.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Hello, my name is Amanda, and I support Tech4Troops.
All right, welcome back. And as you saw it live, there's 18 laps to go, and we are under caution for a spin with the 54. And the 41 is diving onto pit road.
I mean, why not? There's 5 cars on the lead lap. You'll have fresher tires than everybody else. But was pit road open?
He did wait for the pace car to pass the entrance to pit road before he entered.
Okay, so yes, it was.
All right, so let's go back and quickly see just what happened with Mr. Watts. Yep, this time it happened on the front stretch.
Yeah,
but the same thing.
Yep, same exact thing.
Ooh.
Oh, watch out.
He's trying to. He's going the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Depending on how far backwards you drive, iRacing will boot you out of the session if they determine you're going backwards, you know?
Right. All right, so Joey Doucette coming down pit road. David Watts in, Ryan Pittman, Christoph Hall also are on pit road. Might as well, right? 17 laps to go.
Might as well. Why not?
All right, 22 of Bostic in for some repairs, but a number of drivers are now on pit road, taking this opportunity to put some fresh tires on if they had it in the pits. Might as well.
Yep.
To 19 of John Ledger, I see. Christoph Hall is now out. So this is going to be a very interesting restart. And more importantly, we'll see how this all shakes out.
We'll see.
So 16 laps to go in the race. I think by the time we go back to green flag racing. It will be 14 laps, maybe.
Just about, I'd say.
No, the lights are off on the pace car, so those drivers got their wave arounds, and it will be green next time by. I'm seeing GOAT Racing 1 and 3.
Yeah. We knew it was going to be, we knew this was possibly going to happen. I mean, Van Scoik called his shot. He said, I want to try to get my driver to win the race. And with 15 to go, all I got to say is there's only 5 guys that can battle for this win, and turn 1 may be 5 wide at the end of this.
We shall see.
We sure will see. Don't want to leave your seat now. The back of the field trying to catch up to these guys, obviously not battling any for position. But Doucette's going to give the 41 all he's got.
All right.
Green flag back in the air. Good jump from the 11. Here comes the 44 down to the inside. 11's got to defend.
The 44 had speed. He went by.
But he's loose out of the corners. We've seen
Super
it happen. There he
loose.
goes.
He held it together, but he got way loose. Almost came around. That gave the 11 an opportunity to get by. The 19 is by.
John Ledger sideways.
Oh,
And wrecking out of car on the wall. Those are the 11-11 guys. Caution going to come out, possibly. No caution. That was Barletta and the teammate of John Ledger. Joey Doucette loose out of turn 2. Rick, I know we're watching this, but just keeping track of everything else going on. Oh, hard hit. I'm surprised they didn't throw a caution.
yeah, that's super odd. Super odd. All right, back to live action. Van Scoik out front. Joey Doucette in second. Right there is Christoph Hall in third. Ryan Pittman in fourth. Harley Barletta still in it in fifth.
So right now, this is going to heavily impact the playoffs as it stands. Joey Doucette trying to catch the back doorstep of Van Scoik with the 44 right there of Christoph Hall trying to get around loose off of turn 2 again. Here comes the 08. They battle into 3.
Both of these guys have been letting it all hang out all race long. 08 works his way by.
They have 10 laps to go here in the last race before the championship finale next week in Charlotte.
Joey
The gap
Doucette just
is 1
turned a
second.
lap of 29.17, fastest lap.
I mean, he is on rails. The last lap for Charles Van Scoik was a 29.4. So Doucette is leaving it all on the track here. Gap is still a second between him and Van Scoik. Now down to 9/10.
Charles Van Scoik just put up a smoker of a lap, 29.14. Doucette parried with a 29.11.
Wow.
Again,
And the gap
those
is-
two were the fastest laps.
Yep, the gap is now closed down by a quarter of a second, down to 0.75, as Doucette is looking to win his way into the championship race. I don't know if he'll be secure on points, but we'll find out 8 laps away. Let's see what the lap times are this next time by. Doucette falling off a little bit. A 29.16 for Van Scoik, a 29.21 for Joey Doucette. So Gap starting to climb back up here. Is this going to be Van Scoyk's race? He called his shot. He wanted to get his driver to win, but also, you know, it's pretty good to win yourself.
Seven laps to go. It's winding down here. And the cut race before we head to Charlotte with the top 4 to crown a Season 3 champion. That gap is now spreading its way out a little bit, now over a full second between second place Joey Doucette chasing down Charles Van Scoyk. Don't think he's going to make it based on this.
But John Ledger is right in front of the leader. Can this play into Joey Doucette's hand? Not really.
Nope, no impact. The 19. Although the 41 actually got a little bit loose there, backed up a bit. William Mann Jr. is on pit road. I think he had tried to make it and was unsuccessful. Came up 4 laps short. Ty Bostic has made his way up to 12th.
You know, those points are going to be very important as this race winds down. I mean, could that be enough? Now, we have 3 laps to go. What's going to be 2 laps to go? Could a caution come out? We don't know. But right now, Van Scoyk is on pace to win the race. And Doucette, Hall, Pittman, and Barletta, your top 5. Nobody really battling between there. The closest gap is between first and second of 1.15 seconds. As we just got 2 to go.
I think Joey Doucette could. No, 2 laps to go.
I mean, he is just letting it all into the corners now, trying to gain as much time as he can. Got a little bit gained right there, gained about 2/10.
Yeah, I think there was like a lap. Sorry, white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Last lap here for the 41 of Chuck Van Scoyk.
I think Doucette had a little bit more in the car than he thought he did, because he's now gained a significant gap on the. Is he wall riding? I thought he was riding the wall. No, he wasn't. Either way, Charles Van Scoyk wins the race. Joey Doucette in second, and Christoph Hall finishes in third.
Good finish for these guys. We'll have to figure out the points. So right now it's going to be pretty cut. Did Ty Bostic lead some laps there?
I am not sure. I am trying to determine the point standings as we speak. I'm trying to get these results locked in to see what kind of playoff implications we have going in. So I would have to double check the result page.
So go ahead and take a look at that. Especially, I think it's going to come down to bonus points between John Ledger and Ty Bostic.
I believe it will.
We're keeping our eye on the 41 and the 44 as they celebrate. We'll get them into our booth while the great guys who put together our points and our series try to tabulate finishes, positions, bonus points, and we can determine who the 4 will be that will move on to our championship race next week in Charlotte. But your winner,
we know it's going to be. Yep.
Go ahead. But your winner here, the 41 of Chuck Van Scoyk, continues to celebrate here at the start-finish line. 44 of Christoph Hall is there with him. But yeah, we do know we got Luke Bullard and Sammy Harrell. Harley Barletta should be the third. We're now trying to figure out who is the fourth.
We got a lot of points here. We got to figure this one out. I'll do that math. Want to get these guys in. Definitely celebrating. I think the 41 just blew up, but it's all fine.
Let's see if we can get the 44 of Christoph Hall in. Let me see if he's available. Christoph, congratulations on your P3 finish.
Thank you.
Super close there. We saw you up front at some times, and you're there with your teammate trying to make it happen. But Darlington's a tough track.
It's probably one of my worst tracks out of all of them. I was battling a super loose car the whole time. I was really, really trying to win this one. I needed it to get into the Final Four, but fell just a little bit short.
Well, you did a great job, though. For a while there, you were a couple laps down, and magically, poof, you were right there in the thick of it.
What? Sorry, just took something to drink. I was trying to short pit him, and for the most part, it worked out. It got me behind Joey, but just Joey and Charles were just so much faster than me. I just couldn't catch them down on pure speed. Honestly, I needed a wreck to happen and then get out in front of them and just hope for the best and block like Ryan Newman.
Well, there are a couple incidents that did occur, but they did not bring out a caution. Unfortunately, that just didn't work out in your favor. But congratulations. We saw you continuously competing all season long and right there. So any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, of course, my teammates Sammy, CJ, Kramer, Ryan, Chuck, my buddy Darren, my buddy Russell, and of course, Go Diecast Racing.
All right, congratulations. That's your third place finisher tonight, Christoph Hall, and we welcome to the broadcast booth, Joey Doucette. Congratulations on your almost win.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That was really a great second place. I mean, the GOAT Racing guys had so much speed tonight.
Yeah, Chuck was on like a different level. He even started from the pit, I think, and he
did.
Still won the race. So I jumped in a late session last night, saw Chuck's time. I'm like, yep, okay, I'm done. But no, just got there with Ty a little bit. So I think that was a little racing too hard too early for the both of us, and ruined his race. So I apologize to him there. But no, I knew what I needed to do, but it wasn't enough. I know I'm out. There wasn't enough guys, and a couple of guys that were ahead of me in points finished pretty good. So off to next season. Off to the next race too, but just prepping for next season with you guys.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish, though. Any shout outs?
My mom.
Right,
She
Mom.
fell ill a couple weeks ago. She came home last week at Auto Club. Didn't get much practice. I was already hurrying up. We came from Portland to Waterville as quick as I could. Just prayers and thoughts for her as she tries to make a recovery from only having 15% of her heart pumping blood. 1111 Veterans Project, Racing for Heroes, Tech4Troops, you guys, iRacing Warrior Motorsports, and Harley, John, Austin, and William Mann. So all them guys, it wouldn't make it possible. I have fun here. So we're off to see what we can do next week, and then see what we can do for the following season.
Absolutely. So again, congratulations on your P2 finish, and our hearts and prayers go out to your mom. We certainly want her to make as full a recovery as she can, for sure.
I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. So, and that brings us to our winner. Let's bring Mr. Chuck into the broadcast booth. Chuck, you put on a clinic tonight here at Darlington.
Yeah. It felt good. Definitely felt good running the high line. Trying to turn this thing off. I don't know what's going on here. But while I'm doing that, hey, Christoph, make your shout out so Maurice doesn't kill you.
I'm already talking to him. I immediately apologized after. I was like, crap, I forgot him.
So, no, it was. This is one of. I mean, there's select few tracks that a lot of people struggle at that I feel that not necessarily the fastest here I was. I mean, I think in practice I got down into the high 28s, but that was hair on fire, lap, which I wouldn't do in a race unless I was Joey in Joey's position chasing someone down. But just tire conservation and just being consistent. Same let off points, running high in 3 and 4 and coming down, going low in 1 and 2, going up, letting off at the same point in the wall and cutting the exit at 2. Really helped with keeping the car under me. I think I got a little loose once the whole race. So, but other than that, it was fun. In some ways, it was a little. I wish there was more cars here because this track can be a lot of fun, even if there was a race like this with 5 cars on the lead lap. A lot more cars on this track, even laps. It's a fun track, in my opinion. I'm sure everyone else is going to say otherwise.
Well, and also just say, Joey, it'll make you feel a little bit better. You did turn the fastest lap of the race with a 29.11. So.
I mean, I had to try to catch Chuck. I mean,
you did.
Hey, you were flying on that second to last lap. I was watching you. You were picking it up.
Yeah, and then in my chat, because I had the fastest lap for quite a while.
Yes.
And then about 9 laps, or right at maybe the second full lap after the restart, he did the fastest lap. And I said in the chat, anything you can do, I can do better. So I went and I pushed it hard that lap, beat it. And then I saw he beat my new one same lap. And I was just like, you know what? He's going to burn his stuff up. Burn his stuff up. Let me just, he's a 1.2 behind me. I got 6 laps left. He's not catching me. I don't want to sit there and get stupid. And the whole reason why I'm not in the playoffs was me pushing it when I'm leading like an idiot at Kentucky, getting spun out by Clam and at Coda. So it's just stupidity. I mean, so I'm out in this round with a vengeance. I mean, if it was anyone else behind me last week, it would be 2 in a row. So.
Well, congratulations on that. Any shout outs?
Yeah, I'm going to do this right, Christoph. To all my teammates, Christoph, Sammy, Maurice, the 3 that are here every week, then CJ, who's kind of part-time. To you guys for doing the broadcasts, for Tech4Troops, to Elliot for putting up with all the BS and the sometimes childish behavior of some people. Shout out to all the drivers. I'm kind of, when I joined this league, like I think I told you guys, I just did it to have fun, hang out with my buddies on my team. And then it turned into me sponsoring and, so I'm taking it serious now. So I'm just, these last 3-4 races, it's a little glimpse of what we'll be doing next season.
Well, we've got the mathematicians and the calculations have been completed, so we can announce the final 4 for next week's championship event. John?
Yeah, so right now, obviously, we knew Luke Bullard, Sammy Harrell locked in because they won the 2 races in this round. In third, by 1 point over fourth, with a 5th place finish tonight, Harley Barletta is going to be your 3rd playoff driver. And we had a tie. We had a tie for the last spot between Ty Bostic and John Ledger with 2,098 points. But by tiebreaker of wins, Ty Bostic owns the last spot. He is going to be the last driver locked in to the championship 4 because he has 3 wins. John did not have 3. So those are your championship 4. Luke Bullard, Sammy Harrell, Harley Barletta, and Ty Bostic on the tiebreaker that are going to be battling out next week in Charlotte. Rick, I couldn't imagine. I knew it was going to be close, but I didn't know it was going to come to a tiebreaker.
Absolutely not. But that's how close it's been all season long with these drivers, these teams GOAT Racing guys, NB2 guys, AJM guys. It's been tough racing. These guys have been fabulous all season long. This has just been a great season. So tune in next week. We hope to hopefully have a nice full field as the Tech4Troops Cup Series comes to a season finale at Charlotte Motor Speedway for our championship with our top 4, Bullard, Harrell, Barletta, and Bostic. We thank you for tuning in tonight to the IWM broadcast of tonight's event, and we hope to see you next week. Any parting words?
Just
Short track racing.
Good night, folks.
love it. Good night, folks.